Nestled on the edge of the huge Tian Shan mountain range is a village. More than 50% of the people in Yurievka used to be German. Now it's less than 10%. And this is where one of the remaining families live. Lydia Fogel is in her 80s. She remembers going to Kyrgyzstan with her family just before the Second World War started. Then her mother died, and after the fighting started, 2 of her sisters were taken to Mongolia.
My older sisters worked. Once, a policeman came and tied them to a horse and cart and took them away to a nearby village. One night, one of my sisters asked to go to the toilet. She walked all the way home from the village. She wanted something to wear and something to eat. A policeman came again, and we ran behind and yelled, "Let her stay."
Lydia's happy now, living with 7 other members of her family. It took her more than 10 years to be reunited with her sisters. She remembers the war years as a time when she had to beg and had to wear her father's clothes because they couldn't afford her own. She's one of the few ethnic Germans who've stayed. When the Soviet Union collapsed in the early 1990s, there were about 100,000 Germans living in communities like these. But now it's down to less than 10,000, and it's proving to be a struggle to keep the culture alive. Soon after Kyrgyz independence in 1991, these streets started getting quieter. People left for Germany and other places as Kyrgyzstan plunged into instability. The rate of departure seems to have slowed, but there are now less than 10% left. Lydia's son Gennady Savitsky resisted the temptation to leave. He used to work on a collective farm in Soviet times and still works the land now.
Where would we have gone? We stayed here. My neighbor lived here and then moved to Russia. He said to me, "You will come on foot to Russia." I replied, "I lived here and I will always live here."
But for people like Gennady, it's a struggle to maintain their German identity. Few of them can speak the language fluently, and their culture is being diluted through intermarriage with others. Some of those living in this beautiful landscape now have relatives who've moved to Germany, but the passage of time hasn't dimmed their desire to stay. Andrew Hopkins, TRT World, Yurievka, Northern Kyrgyzstan.